Howdy peeps, Bitsu here, and welcome to the next installment of BitszuCraft. In today's episode, I'm going to clean up a bit of a mess I've got over here in my farming area, transfer some of these critters over elsewhere, and make a nice big build to house them in. Yeah, the plan today is to make myself an AFK sheep farm. So, let's get to her! As you can probably hear already, I've got myself a crazy abundance of sheep in here, and it's turning into a big old mess. Look at this. And, oh, it's ear-splitting. With the amount of wool I needed to finish the carpeting in the library, I decided to kind of split them up a little bit. They're not even really pens, I just kind of walled them off. Dye some dark gray, some black, and some light gray, and breed them up a little bit, and then I was just running back and forth to this place, shearing them as much as I could, and that did the trick, but I'd really like to clean this up, make it look, a little bit more natural. Like, it's the kind of place that I only want, like, maybe one or two of maybe 2 or 3 different colors of sheep in here, just as a backup. And the rest of these suckers, I'm going to move to a new spot and make myself a nice big continuous, every single color of wool in the game, gymongous AFK sheep farm. Yeah-huh. And as far as placement of the sucker is concerned, well, this library here nicely sort of joins up the existing self-generated village over yonder with all of the builds that we've been sticking into our little town here. So why not continue that trend? I'm thinking the farming areas should all be kind of next to the existing village here, because it's a little, rustic and small looking and stuff like that. Plus there's these big open fields around it. And I'm going to take this path here and have it kind of have a little farm on either side of it. And this torch over here is where I am going to start putting in my sheep farm. Yep. I'm going to build a nice little house up here. I'm going to pen off an area and have a few sheep in it as well, but the bulk of it's going to happen underground. Alright, let's take you down there. Alrighty, down we go. I didn't want to make it too deep because I don't want it to be a pain in the butt to work with, but I didn't want any of this to be exposed to the surface, so I've dug out a nice big spot of stone down here. I've made a nice big room, and this is where we're going to put the, can you call it a mechanism? I don't know, the design on the floor that is going to allow the sheep to continually walk around in a big circle, wander past you, and also be able to eat some grass and regrow their wool. So yeah, and again, we're super close to the village, so I just transferred the bed over from the library, and I'm going to make sure to sleep the night away as much as possible. And you'll see my inventory is chock full of dirt, and I've got a single grass block. So the idea here is to have it set up so that, okay, this is going to be the center. So maybe you're starting right about here. Whoops. I'm just going to make a nice big long kind of zigzag path around the entirety of this place, and yeah, let's have it start here. Then we'll trap a bunch of sheep in here, and we'll have it set up in such a way that they will just kind of wander around in circles. And I should probably, while I'm doing this, get the dirt block in place so it can start doing the old grass spread, because this is going to take a while, I think. You're in the way, I think. Okay, so if the sheep are wandering through here, they'll go all the way to the end, and then all the way up, so I gotta trap them in. And I'm just gonna get this slapped into place here, and then I'll show you how I'm going to be forcing the sheep to actually continue moving. It's a nice little trick. It's real super easy, really cheap, and it's real like early game stuff. This style of sheep farm you can get up and running like right away with basically very little resources, and get yourself going if you need a whole whack ton of wool. If you're the type of person that likes building, should I? No, sorry. distracting myself. If you're the type of person that likes making a lot of your builds out of wool, or if you like doing like pixel art and junk like that, this is definitely a good thing to have on your tool belt, because this is a real super simple way to get buckets and buckets of colored wool really lickety split super fast, super easy. Okie dokie. So we'll head straight down along. Whoops! I keep doubling them up. I don't want to. Along here. Ay-ya. And I'm just going to have it so that they come along here and then zigzag back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Cross to the other side, do the same back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then across the front again, and just continue along. So I'll just get all this dirt in place, and then I'll get back and I'll show you the pattern that I'm going to be using here. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Whoops. And it'll go a lot faster if I stop putting blocks in the wrong stinking place. Yep. Mad skills, yo. Mad skills. Anywho's, I'll get this in place, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like once it's down. Alrighty, see you in a tick. There we go. One mazy labyrinth of a thing for the sheep to wander around in, and oh wow, my grass isn't spread very far at all. But they'll just wander along and then do all the way back to the other end, and then keep going. It's just one continuous loop. Excellent. Now, in order for the grass spread to be working, like these are going to be the walls, not where the sheep are actually walking. The sheep will be trapped down in here, so I'm going to have to dig up all of this stone and replace it with grass as well, so that they have something to eat. But that's why there's dirt blocks here to be covered with grass. A grass block will spread, I think it's like a 3x5 grid area around a grass block. If there's dirt, it'll spread to it. So in order to make sure that there's lots of opportunities for the dirt blocks that'll be here to turn back into grass, we're going to have grass up here, grass up here. We're going to have another row of grass blocks up above them, and we're going to turn these outside lines into grass as well. So I'm going to just hurriedly dig all of this business up and slap some dirt blocks down there as well, and then I think I'm gonna try to start focusing on getting some of the sheep in here, because I think I'm gonna use these lines as like temporary pens. Oh, there's a torch over here. And the plan is to have maybe, oh, I don't know, like 10 of each color, and then maybe 15 or 20 of white, or something like that, or maybe even like, I don't know, 5 or 8 of each color, and then like 10 of white. Just to have extras of it in here, and they'll just get all randomly jumbled up and whatever, but I'm not too concerned about that. But I'm going to use these lines, I think, to just kind of trap them off temporarily in like just like one strip here of each, and then I'll be able to ensure I've got enough of each color in there before I let them free and have them start running around in circles. Cool. Alrighty, I'll get this all dug up and ready for the sheep moving action. Excellent. Yee. This is going to probably fill my inventory pretty quickly, but it should be a nice easy run. I'll just follow the paths around, and I guess that way too I can make sure I didn't mess any of those up and actually end up making myself a dead end somewhere, and really just be sure that this is actually going to loop all the way around. And I hear a zombird. I hope he didn't spawn in here. It shouldn't be night. I just slept the night away. So I don't know, maybe this is near a cave or something? I guess it's possible. I didn't really dig down too far, but there's a couple of surface ravines and large cave systems like close by in the area, so I guess maybe we're kind of encroaching on one of those maybe. Anyhoozle, I'll get all this dirt in place, and whoa, hello. And then I will start yanking sheep over here, I suppose. Alrighty, I'll see you guys in a little bit. And here we are. The entire thing is encircled with dirt blocks. The paths are refilled with dirt blocks, and it's all nicely turning into grass now. Plus, I capped the whole thing off with some dirt as well. This will have two functions. Since sheep are a block and a half, I believe, tall, once they are trapped in there, this will prevent them from being able to jump out. And it's, okay, good, it's starting to spread over there already. Once these all become grass blocks, that'll give all of this even more of a chance to become grass again once the sheep eat it. I believe that grass blocks, they spread, I know it's like a 3x5 grid, and the 5 is the uppy downy. I'm not sure if it's 3 blocks up and 2 down, or the other way around, 2 up and 3 down, but either way, this should help maintain the grass in the paths here. Just give them that much more of a chance of turning back into grass again. And I did a little bit of counting down here, and if I was to use each of these lines to house the sheep while I'm getting them in place, that's not going to be quite enough, so I'm going to have to actually use this front line too and like split it in half, and then I'll have enough lines to have one of each of the 16 colors. So the plan now is to get a minimum of at least 2 sheep in each slot and just kind of block them off with like a chunk of cobblestone for the time being or something. And over here I've got a chest with 2 of each color of dye in there because, you know, that's enough to get started. I can dye the 2 sheep here black, the 2 sheep here gray, these 2 pink, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I can just breed them up to the numbers that I'm looking for. And then we'll be pretty much good to go. And yeah, this, that's going to bug me that that's not center. Sorry, the OCD's kicking in. This is the middle block, put it right here. I don't know, it doesn't really affect anything, especially since they're all going to get removed anyway. But there we go. And then once all the sheep are in there, I can break these blocks that'll be separating them, let them have their horrible, horrible freedom, let them run around like crazy people. Crazy sheep, I guess. Anyway, and then the trick to get them to actually keep moving around this whole circuit in one direction is actually pretty dang easy. It's, I need some wood. Do I even flippin' have any? No, of course not. Why would I be prepared to record a clip? Oh, there we go. Sweet. Okay, cool. And I will just show you real quick what we're going to be doing to... What the heck? Did I not... I thought I had some sticks, too. Oh, well. Wow, I'm kind of special today. Sorry, folks. I'm just excited to get filming. I'm really anxious to get this thing off the ground. And I'm just diving straight into it as I do. But, you know, that's me. That's total 100% unadulterated Bitzu. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is stick a sign, bloop, stick a water source, bloop, and that's pretty much that. I might want to put another sign just to prevent the water from going too terribly far, because I'm not sure if the sheep will be able to eat the grass under the water or if grass will generate back underwater. But this way, you know, if this is really super crazy simple way to herd sheep. I'm a sheep, I'm chilling out, I'm hanging out. There's thousands of us in here. Well, no, but it'll feel like it once I've got like 10 of each color. They'll just be derping around doing their thing, and every time one hits a water source, it'll just follow in one direction. It'll bump the sheep next to it, which will bump the sheep next to it, bumpity bump, 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 and every once in a while we'll have another water block, all flowing in the same direction, just to keep things moving. And I'll probably have to experiment a little bit with exactly how much water I put and how often and blah, blah, blah. But that should keep them flowing nicely all in one direction. And then we can just kind of stand here, throw a weight on top of the old mouse button, and just shear away. And as the sheep wander past, we'll just shave them all. And I'll just have to have like a row of hoppers under here, maybe a couple here, because they do tend to kind of spit all over the place when you shear them. And yeah, Bob's your uncle. Then at some point I'm going to want to put a, I think I want to put a sorting system to actually split up the different colored dyes into different chests. And then I'm thinking I might want to have them actually piped up into the building we're going to have up above that's going to be the shepherd's house, and actually have a chest for each color of wool. And I think that is going to work nicely. Okay, cool. Now all I got to do is start, oh, maybe I should get this out of here. I have a feeling that might, oh, crumb. I always do that. I always move something into my inventory and then just expect it to be the thing that is is highlighted, so it's going to be the thing that I'm using. And no, it usually is not. Sigh. Anyways, as I was saying, I'll get that out of my way just in case that'll cause issues when I'm trying to shove the sheep in here. And now all it is a matter of me just getting at least a couple of sheep into each of these lines, blocking them in place. And to breed them up, I'm going to have to build up these sidewalls just a touch, just to prevent the babies from coming out. But I think I'm going to use, yeah, as I'm doing it, I'll be placing the water streams, I think. That way, when they're breeding, it'll just shove all the babies to one end, and that way I don't have to encase the whole stinking area. Yeah, there's an idea. Anyhoozle, I'll start dragging some sheep down in here, and I'll probably have to do a whole whack load of wheat farming as well. So it's a good thing we've got the bone tower to get us tons and tons of bone meal, but I'm gonna get started hauling them in. Oh no, there's a creep. Eep. Ayah. Okay, and I really apparently need to light this place up better. Yeah. Oh, come on. Get him. Get him! Yeah. But, yeah. These will also be a good place to stick the light sources. I can just stick them on the sides of these blocks, and it'll help keep the place illuminated, prevent spawns, and it'll also help, I think light levels help the grass grow a little bit faster. I could be totally out to lunch there, I'm not sure. And I think it would look better than having them just kind of randomly on top of these lines here. I don't know. But, that being said, time for some sheep action. Well, I've got me some little sheep, I guess, breeding cells put down on the ends of each line. Just a water source to shove them in the corner, because I don't want the babies getting out. And I've been making some progress here. I've got 2 in each of the first, let's see, 3, 4, first 4 of them, and 1 guy here. And I've discovered something while doing this. Trying to drag these guys all the way from the sheep pens I've got over by the house is just not working. I had a flock of I don't even know how many of them following me, and about halfway here they just get stuck on something or lose interest and wander off, and by the time I got over here I only had 2 stinking sheep. But by the time I got here, there was 2 sheep standing there, and 2 sheep standing there, and like 1 lone sheep kind of right around the edge of this pond here. So yeah, it's being a lot more efficient and a heck of a lot faster to just grab the odd random sheep that generates around over here. But of course, now that I've said that, and now that I'm recording, there's no stinking sheep anywhere. What the hey? But, yeah, I'll just chip away at this, get that filled up with sheepies, and, ooh, is that one there? No, that's the corner of the building, that patch of white sticking out there. And, yeah, once that's full up, I guess it's time to start dyeing them and breeding them. And I'm not quite 100% sure how many sheep of each color I want. I'd like a large enough number that it's going to be efficient when I'm there AFK, but I don't want it to be so huge that the thing just turns into a giant lag monster, because it's just going to be nothing but a bunch of derping around entities, bumping into water, and that's just going to, I don't know. Well, it's far enough away from most of the other stuff I'm using that if it is a bit of a lag monster, it's not going to be too bad, because I think the only thing around here other than the sheep is going to be like a wheat and carrot farm or something. So I don't know, we'll see. I can always check that too while I'm breeding them up. I'll just, I'll make sure that they're all even, and I'll breed each row the same, and then once it starts to get to the point where I'm feeling like a frame rate drop or something, I'll just stop breeding them. Cool. Alrighty, wish me luck finding some more sheepies. See you guys in a little bit. Hey, there's some right there. Perfect. Alrighty, here we go. All the sheepies are in place. Time to start breeding them up. So, let's get these 2... Come on, hit the second one. Come on. There we go. Daddy! Oh, crap. Why is he dying? Okay, that's not cool. Is he drowning? Is he still here? Ah, crumb. Okay, that ain't gonna work. I'm gonna have to... Oops. Come on, out the way, buddy. Crap. I guess I'm gonna have to, like, do something like that, maybe? There we go. Alright. I guess my plan of having the water streams keep the babies in place isn't gonna work for me, so I guess I'll have to half slab the area off so that the babies can't get out, and then it's gonna be kind of hard to see how many are in there with it being so dark, but well, I guess I could always break a block above so I could see down into it as well. Oh well, alright, I'll go get rid of all these water streams and signs and crud and start chucking slabbage down, I suppose. And there. Yeah, it's a nice big chunk of space for them. Bollocks. Oh well, alrighty, I'll get that done and then I'll get them all bred up to maybe 6 each. See y'all in a tick. Ah, yes. Just take a moment to soak it in. This beautiful chaos. Yep, I bred each color up to 6, except for the white. I bred it up to, I don't even remember now if it was either 10 or 12. And then I let all the suckers loose. And on the corner of each bend, I've got a couple of water blocks flowing in the direction I want them, and in the centers of each of these lines too. And it seems to be working a treat. They just keep going round and round and round, and they're a little bit clumped up here and there because the way I was putting the water in, of course, it's one spot at a time, so they kind of clustered up a little bit. But I think once it's going for a little while, they should kind of loosen up a little bit and be a little bit steadier. But oh my goodness, look at this! Look at this! Yeah. He's just gonna nudge this guy, who's gonna nudge this guy, who's gonna nudge this guy, and then whoop, off they go! This is perfect. Cool beans. But that's about all I've got time for today, folks. So at this point, I am going to say toodly pipski. So, as always, if you like what you see, go ahead and smack that like button. And if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Any comments, suggestions, or even if you just want to say hi, go ahead and leave some comments down below. And I will see you in the next episode, where we get to work on putting in the AFK portion of this guy. Yep, I'm going to need myself a shears dispenser and some kind of a hopper chain to pick up all the wool that's going to be spitting out of the system. But until then, I will see you later. Bye!